Today we are going to be discussing why it is so important to trust yourself, to trust what you're feeling, and to trust in the Reiki when you are doing your sessions, either on yourself or on other people. Hello, my name is Selenia Rodriguez. I am a Holy Fire Karuna Reiki Master with 10 years of experience, and I am creating this YouTube series where I will be addressing an after class gap. So a lot of students leave level 1 and even level 2 really excited, ready to dive in and start this new journey. And shortly after, a lot of doubts and confusion and just overall uneasiness starts to settle in. So today's topic is, trusting yourself during these experiences. Trusting yourself, what you're seeing, what you're being guided to do. This is how you build a deeper relationship with yourself, which is important, but also with the Reiki energy, with your guides. This is how you open up your psychic abilities even more by trusting. This is how you develop your intuition, by trusting what is going on. I think because of the things that we are taught and talked to about in class, we kind of start to put ourselves and our practice inside of this box, right? Like, we get told certain things in class, which is great. But there's really no elaboration, right? When we're getting into energy work, there is so many things that can happen. There's so many ways that you can interpret this energy. There's so many different things that you could be guided to do that you weren't talked to about in class, and you just weren't really even given this idea that anything is possible either. I had mentioned in some of my other videos that all of us have our own abilities that we're able to tap into, right? There is many different kinds of psychic abilities, and even within those abilities, everyone is still going to interpret things differently. Like, say you and I both had the gift of sight. Maybe we have a client in front of us and we're looking at this client. We can see their aura. We can see where the problems are coming from, right? And we may be seeing issues in the same spots, but it doesn't mean that we are going to see it, interpret it the same. So it's really important also that we don't compare our gifts, our abilities to others during this process as well. A lot of us, before we even stepped into a Reiki classroom, we already had the gift to heal. The issue was that most of us didn't know how to control this ability. We didn't understand it. We didn't understand how to direct it. We didn't understand how to protect ourselves or spiritual hygiene or anything like that, right? Like, we know we have this gift, but it's like, okay, like, what do I do with this, So Reiki, having the Reiki is really helps us to hone this ability. It gives us those spiritual hygiene practices, those grounding practices, gives us a way, to move the energy. But we can still tap into what it is that we already had before we even walked into this classroom. And also, as we get deeper and deeper into this journey, things are going to start to develop and open up and unfold more and more and more. And you're going to constantly be having new experiences. So let me give you some examples. I have worked with so many clients up to this point, And I honestly never know what's going to happen when I have a client in front of me. Um, I really just make no promises about what kinds of things are going to come through because things are just always unfolding in a really new and fun way. And actually, I think there's two different kinds of examples. There is the examples of, how you're seeing things and then able to interpret from there, like what you're guided to do to clear the energy in these sessions. And then the second part of this is being able to trust in enough, what you're feeling, what you're seeing, what you're experiencing to be able to then relay it to your client if you are working on somebody. Okay. So, an experience that I have had that I had to just trust, right? I was working on a client, and all of the sudden, I was guided to move the energy, connect the energies in a way that I had never been drawn to before. And I got this intuitive hit that I was working on some meridians. Now, I'm not super well versed in meridians, but I know enough to know that what I was doing wasn't making sense. I was like, I don't think a meridian flows like this. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to surrender to the experience. This is what I'm being strongly guided to do, like feeling my hands being like moved. And so I just did it. I just went with the flow and I just did it. I don't know what I did, but I just did it. Okay. Sometime later, I was listening to a woman who is a channeler. She channels higher interdimensional beings. And what she was saying is that because of all of the new energies that are pouring into the earth and the vibration of the earth is going up, so many beautiful things unfolding on the planet right now, that what was happening as a result of that is that our energy bodies were shifting, and actually there was a new meridian system that was starting to come into play. And I was like, oh my gosh, I think I touched that when I was working on this client. So, right, like I trusted the experience, and then I learned later that this was something that is beginning to unfold in some people. I'm not saying that you'll always get a confirmation. I think at some point you will, but just want to throw that out there, like on the off chance that maybe you don't. I still think that it's very important to just trust in what you're feeling. Another thing that happened, I was working on a client and I was seeing her energy field. And it was very bizarre. I couldn't make sense of it. The only thing I kept feeling was like her energy field was somehow flipped upside down. And everything that I was seeing, like I was seeing it clear as day. I won't go into detail in this video about everything that I was seeing, but it was so fascinating to me. And so I was like, okay, so I guess I need to work to like flip the energy field back. So I'm doing this work. I have no clue what I'm doing, if I'm making this up, whatever, but I'm just like, once again, surrender to the experience and just do what I feel that I'm being guided to do. Well, sometime later, I spoke with a healer who's been a healer for over 30 years, and I told her about my experience, and she was completely mind blown because in all of her years as a healer, she had never spoken to anybody who had an experience like her. She had experienced something exactly like that. Like I described it to a T, and it was like down to every detail was something that she had also experienced before. So that was enough confirmation for me, and I knew that I wasn't going crazy, right? I just trusted, and because I trusted, later confirmation was given to me. So you can have so many experiences. And I know those experiences may sound a little extreme. Maybe you won't have those kinds of experiences in the beginning of your Reiki journey. But as you walk deeper and deeper on this path, you will experience things that you've never experienced before and that you were not taught in class. Okay. And the first thoughts that are going to pop in your head is, well, I didn't learn this, so I must be making this up. Am I crazy? All of these things. And I promise you, it's not true. You're being opened up to a world that has endless possibilities. So I invite you to try and just go with the flow and just give in to the experience, because you will give your clients and hopefully yourself some of the most amazing healing experiences. And I want to touch a little bit more on just kind of perceiving things in a way that maybe other people don't perceive things. I have all kinds of experiences, and sometimes the next type, like same type of experiences, are just completely different. Like what I'm seeing, what I'm feeling, what I'm sensing. So just really want to invite you here to start to be like really open minded and just trust, right? I was working on a woman one time, and I sensed that she had a huge blockage around her heart. And when I tuned in, I saw like Legos. Like this was how I was sensing her block over her heart space. Like how you might think like maybe you would run into like a brick wall, or I don't know, black, dark, yucky energy, something like that. I was seeing, instead of like a brick wall, is like all these Legos. And yeah, it was just like really interesting imagery of like so many Legos, and I'm like working on her to like dispel this very interesting block that I'm seeing, and it's like I just see all these Legos like collapsing, 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 and I'm like, what is this? So interesting to see energy like this, right? Well, then I had learned that she was actually going through an incredibly hard time, because 10 months before that, she had actually um, witnessed the death of her baby. I'm sorry, I know that that's a little dark, but not a little, it's very dark. But it makes sense that I was seeing her blockage as these Legos, because this block over her heart, you know, the struggles that she was really experiencing were directly correlated to her child. So this is why I was seeing the blockage this way. So just saying open minded, I have seen chakras as, instead of spinning fans, I've seen them as fruits that were correlating, you know, with the traditional rainbow colors that we think of when we think of the chakras. I have done visualizations where I was supposed to be seeing like white light, but I was seeing white paint. So these things happen. Just give in and just go with the flow. It's, you know, some of this imagery is just, it's silly and it's fun, right? It brings a little bit of excitement to what you are experiencing. and you're not making it up and you're not going crazy. That's just how your mind is perceiving it in that moment. So just stay open. Now, to the parts of trusting your intuition enough to then relay things to your client. This is going to be different things that you are picking up for them. Why, like if you're sensing what's going on with their energy field, where the blockages are, how you are experiencing that, what you think it might be, if any imagery is coming up. If you smell something, if you hear something, all of these things you can say to your clients, even if it doesn't make sense to you. It's not necessarily supposed to make sense to you because it's for your client. Now, this can get really tricky when you personally know somebody and you're working on them. And so you're like, I know this person, I know this very well. And like all these biases start to pop in. But the truth is that yes, we can know someone very well, but we don't know every single little detail about them, right? They're not telling us every single thing that's on their mind, that's on their heart, that's bothering them. Maybe an encounter that they had recently that they've been sitting with, maybe a trauma that they experienced that they've never told anybody about. So none of these things need to make sense to you. It's for your client. So let me give you some examples of this. Spirit really likes to talk to me in song. This is something that pops up a lot for me during my sessions. And even still to this day, sometimes I just can't tell if a song is randomly getting stuck in my head or if it has to do with them. So what do? Every time, I just tell them. Even if you're wrong, even if that's just a song that just got stuck in your head, it's fine. Like, just tell them. And if it doesn't make sense to them, it doesn't resonate with them, totally fine. But you still trusted enough to just say it. Or you thought, on the off chance that this is really important, I'm going to tell them. And this is really how you just keep building your intuition. I have worked on people and started hearing a song in my head and told them at the end multiple times that has been a song that was associated with someone that they held very dear to their heart who had passed on. So to me, that is confirmation that that person came in during the session and just wanted to make themselves known. Hello, I am here watching over you, guiding you, whatever the case may be. So I always relay those songs to people. Even if it feels like a silly song. Like I told a client one time, I kept hearing the song from the movie Dory, the Just Keep Swimming, Just Keep Swimming. And he's like, oh my gosh, my girlfriend sings that to me like all the time. So I'm like, well, the message is just really strong for you, right? Like, just keep moving along. Just like you can do this, right? Um, so these are different ways that songs can pop in. And sometimes these songs can just symbolize like them needing to like have a good time and tune in with their inner child and dance around or whatever the case may be. Sometimes the message doesn't make sense to them in the moment, but when they reflect on it later, then it begins to make sense or it unravels itself over the next few weeks. So I always just try to say it. Same goes with smells. Sometimes I get a really strong smell that comes through, and I know that it's not me and it's not them, and there's no way that that smell is in the area that we are working in. And so I tell them, once again, sometimes that smell is strongly associated with someone that they loved who had passed on. Another reasoning for these smells could be maybe this is a smell that they need to work with. Maybe they need to get into an essential oil or some sort of flower therapy, or there is every flower, just like everything out in nature, has its own message, right? Its own medicine. So maybe that's just something that they need to look into. Like, what do lilies of the valley represent? What does a lotus represent? Like, whatever the situation is, right? Then they can know that that is a medicine that is available to them right now. Other kinds of things, maybe you are receiving sort of messages during your sessions, things that can help your client or yourself to integrate this healing over the next few days or the next few weeks. And just once again, trusting enough to say it. I had a client recently and I got this really strong intuitive hit, is what it felt like to me, that she needed to make herself like the most luscious bath and just take a nice bath. I was seeing flower petals and essential oils and candles lit, and maybe throwing some sort of like milk in there or Epsom salt is just something. And I told her that I really felt like for some reason that was going to be very like rejuvenating for her. Well, she ended up telling me that she hates baths. That's fine. Maybe I was wrong. Or maybe she actually would do well taking a bath like that. Maybe that's why I was seeing this bath being so luscious, right? Because maybe a normal bath just doesn't resonate with her, but maybe a bath like this would. But I gave her options still after that. I'm like, look, I think maybe a big point is here is that something about water. If you truly cannot bring yourself to take a bath like this, maybe find a stream or a lake or a pond. She told me that she loves hot tubs. I'm like, there you go, right? She could add something yummy to a hot tub maybe, or just light a couple candles, whatever. But I just trusted, just said, what is the harm in saying, I think you need to take a nice luscious bath, right? Maybe I'm right and it really helps her. Maybe I'm wrong and we just move on, right? It's totally fine. I have seen other instances with clients where I'm like, I don't know, I just keep seeing you like hugging a tree. Oh my God, I love trees. Great. When's the last time that you got out into nature? Well, it's actually been a long time. Well, I think that it's about time that you get back out there because I think that that is part of what's going to make you feel better, right? Just trusting and just saying it. And the more you just say it or just give in, just go with the flow, whatever the case may be, your intuition will grow. Your other abilities will grow. Things will start to open up for you more. And more beautiful, amazing things are going to happen during these sessions. And you and your clients are going to have the most amazing experiences. So, I know this video was a little bit all over the place possibly, but I hope that you found something helpful out of this. Get out there and just trust and just say the thing. And also, keeping a journal might be helpful. I love keeping journals and just writing about all of my really cool experiences that I'm having during sessions. I think it really is helpful, especially when you do later get confirmation or if you just randomly want to read back in your journal and it's like, oh my God, like I forgot about that and I've actually like learned about that kind of recently and like that really is a thing or just whatever the case may be. Just get out there and just have fun with it. And I promise the more that you just like surrender to this, the more that that trust is going to grow, which means deeper relationship with your Reiki, but most importantly, a deeper relationship with yourself. So if you liked this video, please thumbs up it, drop a comment, message me, ask me questions, share this video with someone else that you think might need it, and I will catch you in the next video.